The NBA announced that it decided to suspend Warriors forward Draymond Green for Game 3 after stomping on Kings center Domantas Sabonis' chest in a tie-up during Game 2. Much has been made of Domantas Sabonis ever since the end of Game 2. Some say he did absolutely nothing wrong and was nothing but angelically innocent in the whole incident. And those who aren't Kings fans generally agree that both parties were responsible to some degree here. The one-game suspension is a major blow for a Warriors squad who fortunately made a comeback without Dre. This isn't the first time they've had to play in a high-stakes playoff game without Green due to suspension, but instant reactions to the news suggest current and former players disagree with the NBA's ruling. From Damian Lillard to Green's former finals opponent J.R. Smith and some of Green's former Warriors teammates, a number of players came to his aid on Twitter. Did the NBA get it right by suspending Green for Game 3? The discourse after the decision suggests they did not. Today's video will be NBA players reacting to the Draymond Green stomp and suspension. The Golden State Warriors lost to the Sacramento Kings 114-106 in Game 2 of the team's first-round series and were down 0-2 in the playoffs for the first time in the Steph Curry Splash Brothers era. In the process, Draymond Green was ejected for his involvement in yet another controversial incident. Early in the fourth quarter, Green and Domantas Sabonis were among a group of players going after a rebound. Sabonis ended up falling down, and while he was on the ground, he grabbed hold of Green's leg. Green responded by shaking his leg free, then stomping on Sabonis' midsection as he tried to head back the other way. After the referees went to monitor to review the incident, Sabonis was assessed a technical foul and Green was given a flagrant 2 and thrown out of the game. While Sabonis described the incident as playoff basketball, Green was more vocal.
My leg got grabbed. Second time in 2 nights. Referees just watch it. I gotta land my foot somewhere. And I'm not the most flexible person, so it's not stretching that far.
So you didn't really see where you were stepping, you just kind of...
I can only step so far. I'm pulling my leg away, so it is what it is. The explanation was I stumped too hard.
In the aftermath, a number of current and former players shared their opinion on whether Green should have been ejected from the game. Portland Trail Blazers star Damian Lillard is a frequent tweeter and weighed in immediately. He joked that it should have been a take foul on Sabonis and said that he didn't believe Green stepped on the Kings forward intentionally. Take foul on Sabonis? I didn't think Dre tried to step down. That's just how his balance ended up. Shaq also agreed with Lillard. I'm not going to sit up here and be a hypocrite. I would have done the same thing as Green, O'Neal said on Inside the NBA when the panel discussed the incident. O'Neal was the only one of the 4 who didn't have a problem with what Green did. Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, and Kenny Smith were all in agreement that Green's actions weren't acceptable.
Don't be grabbing me because what am I going to do? Like if I stay there and just try to run forward, I'll fall. You got to get them up off you. And if you're up off you and you're in the way, you might get stomped on. Was it a dirty play? Of course it was a dirty play.
But then just say that and leave it alone.
Hey, if you don't grab me, this won't happen.
Former 6th Man of the Year Eddie Johnson, who played 17 seasons in the league and now works as a radio host, didn't understand what Green was thinking. He also noted the mistake of making a move like that when NBA Commissioner Adam Silver was in attendance. Yes, Sabonis grabbed his leg, but why would you stomp a man in his chest when your team would have gained a point closer and have the ball and then act up in full view of the commish? #Kings vs. Warriors. Kerr says he didn't see the play. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr put on a masterclass in diplomacy by saying during his post-game press conference that he didn't see the play live and hadn't seen a replay, so he couldn't fully comment.
I was extremely surprised, and then immediately into, all right, what's next? How do we win the game? And so there's no time to spend, worrying about it or thinking about it or complaining about it. Doesn't matter. We know what the league decided to do, and we have to respond accordingly and go out there and go win the game.
Sabonis surely wasn't happy about getting stomped on, but he refused to add any fuel to the fire during his on-court interview after the win. This was a veteran move by Sabonis to avoid creating any billboard material for the Warriors heading into Game 4 in San Francisco.
I love the competition. I love the playoffs. The challenge I'm taking on the Warriors. I got hit earlier in the game in the jaw there, so when I fell, I was kind of protecting myself, and then obviously the incident happened, and I feel like there's no room for that in our game today.
But when asked if he looked at Green any different, Sabonis didn't have anything but respect for the four-time NBA champion.
He's a great player. He comes and he competes. He's the defending champions. We know it's going to be a physical battle out there.
In perhaps the least surprising reaction, Kings head coach Mike Brown had no doubt in his mind that Green deserved to be ejected for the stomp. He also questioned if there should be an additional punishment handed down by the league.
It's a flagrant 2 for sure, and it'll be interesting to see what the NBA does after they review it. But because it was pretty hard stomp.
Warriors guard Klay Thompson would not fully defend Green, but he also wondered what his teammate was supposed to do in the situation. For the record, Green was not running at full speed when Sabonis first grabbed his leg. He was standing still.
What are you going to do when someone grabs your foot when you're running full speed? That's not cool, man. I'm not saying what Draymond did was right, but, you can't just grab somebody's foot when they're taking off in a full sprint.
Of course, the verdict doesn't look great, and to be fair to Golden State, they do have some reasons to be mad about it. After all, Sabonis is proving himself to be one of the more silent agitators in the NBA today, and a bit shockingly, he is beyond good at what he does. However, even with that being said, apparently Kevon Looney is on his side, or rather perhaps all this was well within expectations for this man. Why do we say that? Let's dive in. Kevon Looney doesn't seem to mind, and not only does Kevon Looney not seem to mind Domantas Sabonis' game, but you could even say that the man was defending him. Just take a look at his comments below.
As a big man, that's what we do. I think that's pretty normal. The pushing, the shoving, the grabbing, that's all part of protocol down there. And, sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't.
During a whirlwind of rumors and discord between these two franchises, Kevon Looney's statement is beyond mature. Hopefully, both Domantas Sabonis and Draymond Green can take a page out of a fellow big man's book and concentrate more on playing basketball together. Then again, we doubt that will ever happen. While the league should never condone violence or unsportsmanlike conduct, it's kind of crazy to think that they would suspend a key player ahead of a must-win playoff game. It's not the suspension itself, but the fact that they admitted that it was due to a string of plays rather than the violence of that particular incident. Green has been on the offending end of multiple questionable plays throughout the course of his career, so it was going to catch up to him eventually. But still, this suspension will most likely lead to speculation from fans for many years to come, not to mention the fact that this could be the end of the Warriors dynasty as we know it. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. What do you think about this situation? Was it Draymond that overreacted or Sabonis who instigated it? I would love to hear your opinion, so please let me know what you think in the comments section. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing NBA content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.